Hello, everyone. I'm Josh Oakes. I'm with smartsocial.com. I travel the country teaching students how to shine online, essentially. But first, they're safe. Then they move into shining online. I used to speak at some of the world's biggest companies, teaching them how to basically automate a lot of stuff. And that's what I'm going to do today. We're live here with Lindsay. We're doing a recording. Say hi, Lindsay.
Hello.
We're doing a recording today here, and we're going to teach you some Mailchimp automation newsletter tips. I get really nerdy in Mailchimp. There's a couple things I think we do better than anybody else. SEO, we're pretty great at it. Creating videos like what you're viewing right now, and then also following up with newsletters that are thoughtful. So we got a lot in store for you here today. These are some of our other slides that we have for teaching kids how to be safe online. So let's dive on in. First, you've got to have a Mailchimp account. If you don't have a Mailchimp account, click the link below. We would get a couple dollars to help us with our safety program, and we're forever grateful. First thing you want to look at, we're going to dive on through this. Lindsay's along for the ride. We're going to look at audience. Now, audience really means list. And when you click on this, you can see the different lists that we have, right? Guest bloggers, QuickBooks, anybody that goes in there that we send proposals to goes into a list that has a drip campaign. Now, why would you have that separate? Why wouldn't you have? I was looking over the shoulder of somebody the other day, and they had 25 lists, and they were all duplicates. We create one list. The biggest one is called the Smart Social list. You can't see it right here. Oh, we're in it right now, and this one has 35,000 people, but if you have to, you create a new list, and the only reason we do it, the only reason is because if it's with a totally different organization or they are a customer, and if they were to unsubscribe from our newsletter, we would never want them to unsubscribe from the drip campaign that helps them to better understand the onboarding of the product. Does that make sense to everybody? So you'll see that Smart Social mailing list is where we're gonna maybe import some people and throw some people in here. And if we don't do it on this video, we'll do it on another video. It's pretty easy. 115,000 people, and I clean it up so much that I've got it down to the 32,811 most active subscribers, and that's important. So what we're going to do is we're in an audience. You could dive into other audiences, and the only reason clients is because we want them to drip campaign and never to unsubscribe. Every once in a while, I got a client saying, I'm not getting your marketing materials for the big speech, the you coming, and we noticed that they had unsubscribed. So we never want them to do that from a list. So what we're going to do is you've got campaigns, you've got automate. This is awesome. You can automate some stuff. We're really only familiar with emails. The ads, I ran it for a little while. I want to do some postcards with another system in business. But let's go over to campaigns here real quick. I never click the create button because I don't like to start email newsletters from scratch. I like to build upon the stuff we've already done it, right? So Melissa's in here working on the Smart Social Summit topics. We've got all these all these people. You can see our click-through rate is about 2%. Our open rate's 19.7. Our other open rate, this is 22.4, 20%, 19%, 20%. And so we're decent, 23% open, 1.8% clicks. I'd say that's about average, if not a little, just maybe a touch above. This one, for some reason, negative effects at TikTok got 3.5% clicks. So if what you're about to see, if you like it, these are the results that you're going to get within reason if you follow these nerdy tactics. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to do, if you want to create a campaign, you can, but I want to show you automations are over here. You can view them by status, ongoing, draft, completed. You can view them by emails, automations, landing pages. We do not believe in landing pages in Mailchimp because then you're sending people to mailchimp.com/Josh Oakes' Smart Social Company /landing page. We send people straight to our smartsocial.com landing page so they can learn more about our products because we always own this URL. And if we ever decided there was a better Mailchimp out there, I don't want people going to the landing page that Mailchimp owns. So let's do this. Let's look at the automations we have going on right now. So we have a drip campaign that goes out to people. I've got a very famous video that has about 50,000 views teaching people how to build that drip campaign. We've got, this one's pause. We've got a bunch of them that are pause, some draft ones. We've got some other upsells and stuff like that over the years. This is a client marketing materials. And so what we're going to go do is we're going to do a drip campaign so that as people come in to these programs, it'll look a lot like this. And basically what this does is it has instant marketing materials, and then a week later, 1 week after that, here's more information. 74% open rate, 53% click, guys. Only 97 cents because there's 97 clients in there, but 67% open, 42%. So that's pretty great information. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to that campaign. We're gonna go back. One more technique is look at the calendar view. We believe a lot in, and this is gonna load here in just a sec, but we really believe a lot in making sure that you're dispersing your newsletters. Let's go view by emails, go over to the calendar. Calendar's not working for us today, only because that's how live videos go. But it's important to disperse them. Don't send too many. So we've got that going on. All right, so let's go ahead and create a campaign from scratch. Even though I don't want to, I often will do this. Now you can create an email or everything else, but let's do this. We're gonna do campaign name, and this is going to be free resources for school prospects. Okay, we're going to email a bunch of principals who've opted into other systems and all this stuff, and we're going to send them free resources. We're going to send them this awesome thing, but we're going to make it automated. So I'm going to go Control A, Control X, automated. Now you can email subscribers when they're tagged, and that's what we're going to do. You can welcome new subscribers, which is deceiving. Say happy birthday. We're not going to do that. Enable order notifications. Turn on abandoned cart email. Share blog updates. What we're going to do is, and you can click on tags, but we're going to go with a tag, okay? Now, a tag means when we want to follow up with them and they get a special tag. Now, if you don't have that tag yet, that's quite all right. I'm going to show you how to make it here in just a sec, but email subscribers when they're tagged. Email, the campaign name is going to be email free resources for school prospects. So we're going to go into the Smart Social mailing list, begin that. And then I'm going to show you when they get tagged and what happens there. But now we're into the automation system. Now, this is a little bit more advanced than a regular newsletter. It's got a bunch of newsletters in it. So the first thing we're going to do is edit the settings. This is our internal name. This is our from name. I always do it Josh, and then smartsocial.com. That's the one that gets the most opens. They don't need to know my weird German last name. Just Josh, and then he's with Smart Social. From email address, that's great. We're going to track opens, track clicks. We are not going to put e-commerce tracking. It auto does that. It's not my favorite thing. And we're going to turn everything else off. It looks great. We're going to use conversations to manage replies. And then we're going to personalize the to field. And the to field is going to be first name. We've usually always got their first name and last name, and we're going to import it that way. So their first name and last name. And basically what that does is it's to that person. It makes it look better. It's all kinds of different stuff. So we're going to update those settings. Great. I'd love to go step by step to get everything right. Next thing we're going to do is the audience name is 32,000 subscribers. That's awesome, right? So we should have one large newsletter subscriber list, and we're going to use groups and tags to do that, to get that all set. Now, click design email to choose a template and add contact. When you're finished designing, click next. So let's go ahead and design the email. We wrote the email earlier. Hello, client first name. My name is Josh. I'm with Smart Social. I understand you're one of the leaders at, and then insert the school name to help students safely navigate social media. Schools all over the country do this. I put together a custom, and we're going to kind of pause the video in a moment. Lindsay and I are going to rewrite this little phrase here because we were sending people too hard of a sell, and now we want to share with them a free resource, and then all this other stuff. We'll get rid of just a little bit of this, and we'll go from there. And then there'll be a reminder email a few days later, and there'll be one more reminder email. So first of all, name your email. It's not called tagged. It's basically free app guide page, boom. And then the email subject. And this could be anything. Do you know that we could say top 100 good and bad teen apps, boom, because we're going to send them that. Here's a free list of the top 100 teen apps. The from name, once again, I've found that our secret is smartsocial.com, boom, from email address. And you guys can use whatever you want. Now let's go over to template. I got a hack here. Don't do their fancy stuff. It's neat, but we don't need that. Let's just go down to simple text. Watch this. And you can do everything from scratch. It throws in like all the design stuff, but this makes it the most mobile friendly. So I'm going to click in here. First thing I'm going to do is go Control A, delete everything. First thing I'm going to do here is delete this guy. Okay. Now I want you to keep this. There's a couple other hacks I'm going to show you here in just a sec, but basically you can drop content blocks here. And this is, I think sometimes it's the footer if you're not careful down there, but this is fine. This is in the header. If you do drag a content block over, you usually drag a text. See how it says header on the upper left? It's hard to see, but there's a header up there. And then there's the body. So let's drag something into the body. Control A, delete. I always delete it. I don't drag over stuff. And then we're going to go and we're going to go work on this together for just a hot sec. Guys, I want you to always write your emails outside of Mailchimp, so you're not just messing around in here too much, you know. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to undo all of that and we're going to paste this in as text and we're going to beautify this and make it so simple that then all of a sudden, and this is another trick I do, it's going to make it super mobile friendly. I put a little bit of enter there so you're not like immediately going to it's unsubscribe. It's not trying to be decisive. It's not trying to fake people out, but it's basically, yeah, Lindsay, you're giggling because sometimes it's been a long day. We made a lot of videos. So I want to show everybody just real quickly how we're going to do this and what's going to go on. We're going to rewrite this. And then, but when we rewrite that, when we come back, this client contact first is a different code. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a merge tag. So hi, and then blank, and you could put your own space in there. And we're going to say hello here. Yeah. Hello, a little bit more formal, right? Merge tag, first name of the person in there. Boom, hello, first name. So now when we preview this, when we go up to preview here in just a sec, preview and test, which we'll do here in just a moment. Hello, test first name. This is the proper way. See how it changed it to like alligators and alligators if we're in 4th grade, you know, but yet it didn't change these. So that means, whoa, the programming picked that up. You could also put somebody's real name in there, right? So from Josh, this is hello, Lisa, right? So Lisa's real name got put in there. That's awesome. Okay, so Lindsay, let's do this. Let's go build this email and we'll come back and show everybody. We'll be right back, everybody. Hey everybody, we're back for just one quick sec. We're inserting the name of the client, the school. So we're going to try and do our best to download that. So for merge tags here, we're going to put the organizational school name. These are all the stuff in the database, like what's their title, the organization. If you can get that, then put it in there. Otherwise, don't do it because otherwise it'll just say at blank helping students. So we'll be back in just a sec, but we did the first name. We did the school's name. We're going to do our very, very best to make sure all these people get in there. And then we're going to do that wherever it makes sense. And then it's very personalized. We'll be right back. All right, we're in the middle of doing this and we've got a really nice little email, everybody, but I want to show you just a little hack. We're going to save and close and you've got all this data over here, but I want to put a button in the middle. How do you put a button? Why would I ever want to put a button? Well, let me show you how beautiful the emails are. We're just going to do a quick pause and I want you to see this more as a boot camp. If I go over to campaigns, look how hard Melissa is working on this stuff. So if we click all, we're in the Smart Social Resources. Here's the Yubo app guide, right? This is the one that you guys worked so hard on, Lindsay. We don't want to view the report. We could go view the email. Let's go view the email. This is the winner. We do A/B testing on every one newsletter. Let's go view that email. How do we get to it? Stand by, everybody. Here you go, view the email. It's already been sent. So this is the email. Yubo app, Tinder for teens, video app guide. It's a big image up there. It goes straight over to the site. Click here to read it. So it's got Lindsay, Josh here from smartsocial.com. Are your students video chatting with strangers? And what we're essentially doing is we put a big button here. Orange happens to be as of this decade, the most clicked on button. We did a lot of research. We talked to a lot of our friends. A lot of my former clients have millions of dollars in R&D budgets, and they said, just make it orange, Josh. So we put a big image and we made it orange. And then we also put it in text. So if your image, if your button, or if you're a text person, we got you covered. And then there's a little graphic below with more stuff. This is really juicy and amazing. Like, is it too late? Boom, 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 right? More buttons and so on. Okay, so I just want to show you guys, buttons are our friends. This is why I never actually reinvent the wheel. We're reinventing the wheel right now, so I'm going to teach all of you how to build this real quick. But how do you put a button in the middle? Well, you can't, because if you drag the button, it actually doesn't let you put it in there. So what we're going to do is drag the button back. We're going to duplicate this real quick. What? Yes, we're going to duplicate it. We're going to click in here, and we're going to delete everything towards the end of it. If this, hopefully this is resonating with everybody. So now we have two text boxes, text box, text box. We delete everything at the top of this one. So now we took a whole outfit, an ensemble, and we made a top and pants. Right? We we split it in the middle so we can put a belt. I just thought of that right now. Who is the genius? Oh my goodness.
Genius.
So genius. Thank you. So we could say, what do you think, Lindsay? Should we say view our list of the top 100 good and bad teen apps? What do you think?
How do you feel about click here? I don't know. Some people like that and some people
You're
don't.
right, because some of our audience wants to know to click here. Click here to view. How about that?
Yeah.
Our free list of the top 100 good and bad teen apps. Great. And then we're going to go over, I believe strongly in clicking on the actual link and then copying the URL. Don't assume that we know web address. I've got one more hack, everybody, advanced options. So click on advanced options. Always check that that's open in a new window is good, because there's going to be systems and processes. You're going to want that downstream, always open in a new window. Style, you can go and have some fun. You could change the rounded corners. You could do the background. We have the orange saved. What? That was fast. So you've got that. Border, we don't need that as much. You could change the text and the style and all that good stuff. We really don't need. You can change the padding and great stuff. So your settings, you're all done. Align center and fit to text. That's great. And if you had a really short one, you could make it fit to text. So it's really just 3 words. It'd be like click here now versus full width. And it ends up being full width for us anyways. So we've got a lot going on here now. We're going to rewrite the bottom, the pants. Look at this. We've got a shirt, we've got the belt, and we've got the pants. And the belt's nice because people then read a little, and then you're getting them interested, and they're then seeing that button, and then they can read some more and learn more of what you're about. So that's what we're going to do. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So let's just go over this real quick. We have I understand you're one of the leaders at this school, helping students safely navigate social. Schools all over the country are using these resources. Here's a link to our most popular resources right below. Hey, can you look this link over and tell me if it's missing any apps that your students might have? Click here to view our free list of the top 100 good apps for, and that's the merge field of the actual school, the organization, and so on. That's pretty awesome. It's going to open in a new link on a window. Please reply back. Let me know if it's missing anything that might help parents in your community keep their kids safe. I'll email you in a few days with more free resources. Feel free to reply back or read every email. Thanks for helping us protect students. P.S. Here's a sneak peek at next week's free resources. App reviews, parental control software, digital driver's ed, teen slaying, offline activities, and more. Right? So that's pretty amazing. There's a ton of resources. Now, the reason why we're spending so much time here trying to build this out is we're going to duplicate this in the future and make it so that it's super easy to do. Now you can do an image group, you can do all kinds of stuff, and that's what Melissa kind of did here is an image group. She dragged a quad or 2 and stuff like that. Check out our most recent free educational content, free webinar, learn how to bring Josh and Smart Social to your community and stuff. Okay, so we're doing okay so far. Let's go ahead and save and continue. This can get sent immediately to people based on the settings and schedule every day, all day. Here's one of the tricks I do for this. Every day, I actually do it. I don't do it Saturday and Sunday, and I only send it between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific, because that way it's 10 a.m. Eastern. 7 a.m. means you're going to get it. I mean, it could be maybe 8 a.m. Pacific, because they're at work and we're doing a California thing. Actually, let's do it 9 a.m. Pacific. That's noon Eastern. They'll get it. And then let's do it 1 p.m. Pacific. So basically, it's going to send it during these hours. So if they get put in something the day before on a Sunday, it only sends it at 9 a.m., sending them these free things, right? Mm-hmm. So each email has a certain window that you can add. And then we can select a tag. And you can select a tag, community members, send them a drip campaign. We can actually change the trigger. We're going to go create a tag, actually. Send them drip campaign 2019. We're going to go create one here in just a sec, and it'll add all that. Filter by segment. This is really neat. And what this does is it means they haven't already signed up to do this or bought a product or whatever. Contact this member if a segment is tagged. Contacts match the following, yada, yada, yada. So what we're doing here is, here's the schedule. Here's the filter it. Basically, they have to have this, but here's the trigger. Anybody that has this trigger gets thrown in and sent this email, but they must have this or not have this and stuff. Post send. After the post, you can add another thing as well. Okay. So we're doing pretty good, but what I'm going to do is go back over here just really quickly to audience, and we're going to go over here and we're going to manage this audience, and we're going to go over to settings here just real quick. And I believe that in settings, we can actually manage the contents. We can go over to tags. Watch this. So we're in tags. We're in the audience that we want, guys. Remember, you might have a few audiences. So we're in the audience we want, Smart Social Mailing List. And what we're going to do is create a tag, and we're going to call it 2020 prospects, school prospects to send free resources. Does that look good, Lindsay?
Yep, that looks good.
All right, so we're creating that. That's awesome. That's a tag. There's also something called groups that I want to talk to everybody about. Groups are pretty neat because you can actually sign me up for. People can unsubscribe or resubscribe, and they can view the groups for the clients, customers, prospects. Groups are kind of going away, even though I really like them. Like, sign me up for these things. My role is this, and it'll actually tag things and so on, which is kind of cool. So you can see how many we have: 19,000 educators, 9,000 parents, law enforcement, PTA, other. But that's how you get to tags. Tags are more dynamic, and they're moving towards tags because you can add them on the fly. You can tag content. You can just bulk tag people. You can add them at any stage of the game. It's much easier to create a tag than it is a group. So what we're going to do here is we're going to trigger if they get, send them, and they may not have got this. This isn't in there yet. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and let's save. Let's go back over to campaigns. Are you sure you haven't started? And yeah, that's fine. We'll save your work. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we created a tag in another window and it wasn't working. So now when we come back into it, that tag will work, right? It has to fully come into it. And now we should see, okay, that was it. 2020 school resources. My bad. It was there. Lindsay, I'm an idiot. Okay. So we've created a lot of videos. So you could wait one day, or you could send it immediately, guys. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to send it immediately because it's only going to send during that certain time range, right? At 9 a.m. Pacific to 1 p.m. So update that trigger. Free app guide page to send people. There's the email. So we're looking pretty good. Post send action, you could say tag them with this or email me. Right, let's go click on post send action. Choose a post send. You could update a merge field. You could archive them, unsubscribe them. Like, hey, we're at the end of the line. You've got your 5th video photo. You're still like in this newsletter system, and you still like haven't clicked on any emails. Like, there's all these ways to kick them out of these drip campaigns, but if they're still in it and they hit the last email, you can unsubscribe them. You can go, yo, we have 1 million people in here and we want to make sure you got our drip campaign. We're now going to unsubscribe you. So it's just neat. Add them to a group, remove from a group, add a tag, remove a tag. It's pretty amazing. And you could update their merge field from the first name. You could make like their speech date or whatever. So there's all kinds of goody stuff that you can do in here. All right, here we go. So you could design that email. We've already done that. You could delete the email. But what we're going to do is we are now going to design the email. We're going to publish this email. Nobody's tagged with this yet. Why would you publish? Why wouldn't you make another one? Because I want to duplicate this email, and you actually have to publish it in order to duplicate an email. It's weird. So let's go preview and test this real quick. Edit preview mode. Let's see if we can throw somebody in there. Lisa. Hello, Lisa. My name is Josh. I'm with smartsocial.com, right? I'm putting Lisa in here. Well, that didn't work. What I was trying to do doesn't work there. All right. So I'm covering up. I'm using your face to cover up part of your stuff. Okay. I understand you're one of the leaders. It really doesn't matter. We've already seen it's one of our favorite people anyways. Schools all over the country are using our free resources to keep students safe. Here's a link to one of our most popular free resources and stuff like that. Right? So this is kind of cool. What I really want you to do, guys, is good and bad teen apps for thoughts, ideas, and ramblings. And I don't know what that is. I think this is supposed to be the name of a school or something else. You can scroll through and see other people and this person doesn't have a school. Now, when we import them, Lindsay, we are going to make sure that their school name is in there, right? And if their school name isn't in there, I understand you're one of the leaders at blank helping students safely navigate. So we're going to make sure that their school's in there. Otherwise, everybody that's watching this right now, I'd say just don't do it. If you're like, oh, what if I don't? Just don't do it and make it easier. But we're definitely going to have that in there. So, and that was the preview and test. I always preview and test. You can send a test email to yourself. You can push it to mobile. Push to mobile is pretty amazing. Open the link checker, social cards. I don't use those. Those are silly. The design, we could do more of that. But let's go ahead and save and continue. And let's go ahead, and I think you can actually click the confirm button, and I think it'll publish. Maybe it's already published. Start sending. Great. And it's not going to go out to anybody because nobody has that tag. We just created a tag, right? So back to campaigns real quick. You guys are so patient. All right, so now we're back over to free resources for schools. Now, we're really going advanced. This is a very advanced version of newsletters. So if you're like, I came here for one newsletter, this is so much cooler, guys, because this is going to do the work of 15 people. And if you want to edit it, you could click automations. You go to the Smart Social mailing list that you want, click on automations. It'll come up first. Click over here to edit, right? We don't want to replicate this. We want to edit it. But once you do get it going, you could do that. Now what you do here is you replicate this email, okay? This is kind of cool. Now, what we do is this is sent immediately after a tag is added. And then this one, we are going to edit, trigger. We want to send it 7 days after that, right? And I just clicked, there we go, 7 days. All right, so, and then no settings, change the trigger, update that trigger. So now we have basically, we have immediately, the second email is in your series, and we're gonna go over and schedule it. It could be weekdays between 9 and 1, same thing. Filter, we could say they must be a member of a segment. They must have this. They must have this tag or whatever. If their tag is this or whatever. So you can actually kick people out of this thing. But if the contacts match all, they must still be this way and still be this way. You actually, it's a system that I use for if you untag them on something, then they're unsubscribed because they might go, hey, please. We don't want to get this as much, but we love your stuff. So I just take them out of this sequence or something. Or you could say, click here to remove yourself from this sequence. There's all kinds of ways to do this. After the send action, you could tag them and say they got email too or whatever, and so on. Okay, so schedule. Everything's great so far. Let's design that email. The reason why we go in and do this is free app guide page. What's the next resource we're probably going to send people? Do Do you think we should send them the free webinar? No, we don't have a lot of the free webinar stuff. Let's go over to maybe some of our, we got a ton of stuff. So we're going to pause it, everybody. We're going to find out the next resource and we're going to put it in there. All right, everybody, we're back. So we're going to push this free course that we have called The Dangers Every Parent Should Know Before Giving Their Student an iPhone. So we're going to go ahead and go into here, and then let's do this. Email, so dangers, perfect. And then we're going to go over to Lindsay's awesome stuff that she made. We're going to update a lot of this. So your kid wants a new smartphone. We're going to go copy. Once again, we've written this out everywhere else. Guys, preview text is that little part in your iPhone that you can see through to the email without opening the email, and that's kind of cool. Mailchimp makes it easy so that the first few lines of the email don't do it, but rather everything else does. So this will actually be really cool. From name, we've got all this figured out from the last one. And then this won't be, this will be free internal name, free course follow-up or something like that resource, okay? We don't need the template. We go straight to design because in fact, if you click template, it goes to the design, and then we're going to rewrite this just a little bit here, everybody. We'll be right back. All right, so now what we're going to do is I changed this a little. Josh here from smartsocial.com. I'm going to import an image here real quick. And the nice thing about paying for Mailchimp is you got a bunch of images already in here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to drag one of my other things. Let's type in the word dangers, first thing, danger. And sometimes it'll already have this. I've already got one saved over here, so let's just drag it over here. It's uploading. I dragged it over from my favorite thing to do is to have this over here. Always have that open. And then let's insert this. The width, we're going to make it 300. The link to the URL will be here, Control C. And boom, and then open it in a new window. I always do that. And then this is kind of cool. I always align it. The alt text are cell phone dangers. I always put that in there for reasons. And I do right. And then the margin at the top is 5. The left is 5. The bottom is 5. But we do not need right margin because we want it to butt up against the edge. Save and insert that image. So this is kind of cool. We're going to go write out the email real quick and then we'll come back. But this is kind of neat. It'll work mobile and everything else. And then this link will actually work for that as well. So we'll be right back. All right, everybody. There's one thing we missed. We wrote a nice email. Hello, insert first name. Josh here from smartsocial.com. Why would I ever do that? Well, let me tell you, because if you're in the startup field like me, you're always getting a new app or a new tool that Lindsay and I are signing up for whatever. One of the most annoying things is people go, hey, join us here today. And you're like, who are you? I forgot who you are. That's why I always say Josh, Smart Social in the from. And then I always remind them, Josh here from smartsocial.com. I'm branding myself. Josh here. In fact, I do it on the phone. It's an old school thing like Josh here from this. And then they always go, oh, yes. And they never go, who? And so one of the things I want all of you to do via email is Josh here from smartsocial.com. Last week, we sent you a free resource that helps parents to keep their kids safe on social media. This week, I have a free course for you that teaches the biggest dangers parents face when they give their kids their first iPhone. Schools all over the country are using our free resources to keep their students safe online and on social media. First name, can you look this over and let us know if this course helps reduce all of the concerns parents might have in your community? Woo, that's juicy. That's interesting. Click here to take our free course, Dangers Every Parent. Now, Lindsay, when I created this this thing, okay, we did do it right. The web address, perfect. So we linked to the URL because I was gonna make sure that that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, great. I thought maybe that I had forgotten to that. Okay, so let's go ahead, save and insert the image. We're all set. I didn't know if it was clickable. All right, we're gonna rewrite this and we're gonna send it off here. We'll be right back. So one of the biggest questions we get, everybody, is, can I share these resources with your community, our community? And this is the answer, right? Yeah, you are welcome to share these, to forward these resources, to forward these links to your community. because that's the biggest question they have. How do we share this? How do we do this? Control C. Let's do that, and let's put this right below here, and let's put that right there. How's that look? That's usually the first thing they ask. Okay. Then let's go ahead and let's save and continue. You're seeing us do this whole thing. I'm going to go back over, pause, and edit the first one. And I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So you're welcome to forward these links to your community. Is that okay, these links, Lindsay, or is that bad? Because there are a few links in there.
Links is fine.
Okay, great. Boom. All right. Great. Perfect. Awesome. It's looking good. My name, and this is the first email they get. That's why it's my name is Josh Oakes. And then in the next email, they get Josh here from smartsocial.com. Great. Save and return to workflow. So we've got 2 emails. I paused this one to edit it. Now it's ready to resume. It's a big deal right there. And then we can start this email because it's basically ready to go as well. It's going to delay 7 days. Now remember, I didn't go tag 100 people and then create it and start it. We have to tag people in order to get this, and they'll be ready to go in just a minute. Now let's go ahead and replicate this second one. It'll go 7 days later, and schedule weekdays between 9 and 1. Filter by segment, boom, 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 boom. So that's like, how do we kick them out? Do we filter people out if they've already got this? We're going to design that email, right? We're going to pause, come up with a resource, and we'll be right back with everybody. All right, everybody, we're back. We're naming the new email. We're going to go podcast links. This is for internal for prospects, right? These are schools, email subject, and free podcast for parents of students, on social media, right? And then what we're basically going to do, we're going to go over to Smart Social Podcast, learn how to shine online, right? Boom, we'll just take that. That'll be our preview content. Fun. From name is still the same, so we just saved a ton of time. Great. Josh here from smartsocial.com. Last week we sent you a free resource that helps parents learn the dangers. Parents learn the dangers of giving their student their first dangers when they give their student their first iPhone. How's that?
Yeah, that looks great.
Okay, great. Now this week, this week I want to share links to my weekly podcast so your community can listen to our 107. I mean, I don't want to overwhelm them, but your community can listen to our weekly podcast. We're going to pause it. We'll come back once we've written this, everybody. All right, everybody. So here's what we've got going on here. Josh here. Last week, we sent you a free resource that helps parents learn the dangers when they give their students their first iPhone. Today, I want to share links to my weekly podcast so your community can listen to our expert interviews. Do you podcast? Subscribe to us on Apple, Google, YouTube. In this podcast, I teach all these people, schools all over the country are using our resources. Can you look this link over and tell us if you, and then I'm going to fix this as well. Yeah, let's just get rid of this. What do you think of our podcast?
Yeah.
What do you think of our most recent podcast episode? We got stuff every day. You know, you're welcome to forward these links to your community. Please reply back. Let me know if a topic I should include in my podcast that might help parents in your community keep their kids safe. I'll email you a few days with more free resources, And the nice thing about what we're doing live, teaching everybody, is you're seeing how we do this dance. It's just not like, well, tell me what to do. Well, I want you to see how we've done this over the years, because we've got a lot, this works really well. I used to run newsletters for Amtrak California. We would outperform all of the government. I got flown to Sacramento, California to talk to lawmakers about, or in the transportation division, like, how are you doing this, outdoing this? I'm just like, this is how we do the dance, right? And this is kind of what we're showing you guys live. Lindsay, what do you think of this email so far?
I love it. I think it's
great. I'm going to do some nice little touch here real quick. I'm going to click here. And we're going to insert Josh's little dorky face. And we're going to do that. I've got it here saved. Boom. And we're going to do this. And we're going to go, width is going to be 75, really small, no link. And we're going to align it right, so that, and then the top will be 5, the bottom will be 5, and the left will be 5. The alt text will be Josh Oakes. And here's what's going to happen. Now in there, it's like, yo, this is a real dude talking to me. Mm-hmm. So I'll often do that. And I put it below the first so that a weird preview would happen. Like, hello, Sally. Josh here from smartsocial.com, and then the link ends up here that's hidden in the code, so that when you're looking at the raw text preview of it, sorry for everybody that just missed part of that, but basically I inserted the image right there. Every time I hit the numbers button, it jumps, it previews and changes the screen setup. So this is kind of where I throw this at, and we're set to go. Does it look good, Lindsay?
Looks great.
Okay, great. And I'm not, sometimes I'll put a link there so if they can go, who is this guy? And they can invite me to, you know what, we are going to do that, because that's how I make money, is by speaking. And they can click on this speaking, just so they can learn more about what we do and all these positive resources, because you never know, they might be begging for something and wanting. So I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to go link to a URL. I'm going to open a new window, and then they can learn more about our message, our positive approach to this. And then boom. And then what we'll probably do is we'll do one more that has some of the best stuff on it. We're going to go start that email. That's 7 days after the previous one. And then what we're going to do is replicate it. We're going to do one more. Hey, if you want to set up a call with us. So let's go design this. We'll be right back, everybody. One sec. All right, everybody, we're back. Josh here from Smart Social. Over the past few weeks, I've sent you some free social media safety resources you can share with parents in your community. Today, I want to welcome you to set up a call with us. If you're looking for a positive social media safety program that can educate parents and students in your community, click here to set up a call with us to learn how our free resources can protect your community. Thank you for helping me to protect students on social media so they can someday shine online. Josh Oakes, founder of smartsocial.com. We're going to link one more time to just the Josh Oakes speaking page, just for fun. I mean, this is everybody's linking to different stuff. And for us, it's set up a call so that we can talk more about how to keep people safe. So done. Here's more free resources. Great. So look good, Lindsay?
Yep, that looks great.
All right. So there's lots of ways to do this, but there's a way to send a test email. And I'm going to send a test email to myself. And you always want to do this for every single email to triple check it, test it. Lindsay, I might even send you up one. And it's going to take just a moment. You have to wait like 15 seconds and it slowly gets to you. And then we're just going to go test the links. Okay. So we're going to test those links, but so far it's looking pretty great. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We'll have that here in our inbox in just a hot sec. That'll be there in just one quick second. And here we go. Test. Have questions about digital safety. Boom. And now, hello. And this is good when it has the less than and then the greater than, because that means it kicked into the first name. Josh here at smartsocial.com. We're going to click and we're going to wait. Don't click a bunch of different links and then assume you know where they're going. Click and wait. Click. Where's it supposed to go? The speaking page. Okay, wait. Great. I'm going to get out of these two real quick because I've got a ton of tabs open in a bunch of different windows. Josh Oakes goes to the speaking page. They can set up a call. We've wooed them for 3 weeks. We've sent them other stuff, app reviews. We're just going to triple check that. Great. Parental control software. We got a great list. Really haven't announced it much yet. We're getting some decent shares here, right?
Yeah.
And then Digital Driver's Ed, our really cool program that we have going on, learn.smartsocial. You know, people can learn more about that. Our teen slaying emojis and hashtags. This is crazy. Elisa just made a list of 1,000 of these, and then offline activities that'll get your kids being more imaginative. All this different really cool stuff. Okay, so we're all set there. All those links work. We should go test it with every single email that we have in here, which we will eventually do. But everybody watching this, look, we've got now 4 emails. Start that email. So it's 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. And you could change it up. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. We click on here. I don't know why that preview is not working. Okay, great, great. You can look at mobile. Nice, nice. Look at that, right? And you can test it in here too. You can actually test them right in there. I like to do, now one more key thing that I do, my friends, is this is really important. When you email yourself the sample link, this is of great importance and nobody looks at this. Some people, even some tech companies will send 3,000 words in an email thinking they can put a long form book in someone's inbox. Every element creates a kilobyte, a kilobyte, a kilobyte, and it's not how big the images are, it's how much code they require. You see, there's only 10,000 or something like that, like I'm not sure, but it's a certain, you basically can only put so many elements of code in here until it clips it at the bottom. And I bet everybody's seen one of those, like message clipped in Gmail, click here to view full message. Well, if you do that, you are cutting off the unsubscribed stuff. So I always test it to make sure it doesn't say message clipped. If it says message clipped, there's more of a propensity, in our opinion, based on our data, that it will go into their spam folder because somebody's sending them so much stuff. There's no unsubscribe feature. It looks shady. So always verify. Go to the bottom. I've got a Mailchimp link and stuff there. I don't mind that people know that. But I want to make sure that it doesn't say message clipped. This isn't a long email. This is wildly short. But if it had a ton of little code pieces and stuff, it's actually not how many pieces of text, and it's not how big the files are because the files are being read. It's the code around, the hidden code around all of this. Does that make sense, Lindsay?
Yeah, it does.
Have you ever seen the message clipped because view full message?
I have.
Okay, yeah, and that's going to encourage it to go to spam because Google's so smart and they want to protect us as people from all that. So, okay, we've done a lot. Now it's going to start the drip campaign. We're going to go tag Josh Oakes, basically. We're going to add contacts, and we're going to not do that. Subscribers as a member of a say match the following conditions. We're going to do like their email is email client. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go save and exit. They're all turned on. We're going to save and exit. We're going to go over to the audience. We're going to search for Josh Oakes, basically search in here, right? And we're going to search for Josh at smartsocial.com for the current audience. We're going to press enter, and I bet he's in there. This handsome bloke here. All right. So we got a bunch of stuff in here, right? And then what we're going to do is, I don't think I'm unsubscribed, so I can't resubscribe myself. That's pretty funny. So what we're going to do is we're going to go create a new one. So let's go over to add contacts, add one subscriber. We got to test it. Email address, Josh test at smartsocial.com. And first name is going to be Josh Oakes, right? And it's going to be like Smart Social School, right? We'll make it whatever that is, title and role and all that cool stuff. We're not going to put all this silly stuff in here. But what we will do is there are tags. You can add a tag. These are groups, and some of them are visible. Like you can, when you're subscribing or updating your data, you can actually see it publicly. Some of them are not. We have all these events. Let's add a tag. Let's go give him a tag of that. And you can actually you can manage tags and create them on the fly. Oh, by the way, Josh is awesome. You can actually create that tag right there. That's why it's cool. You can tag stuff right here and just like, or whatever that is. This person gave me permission. If this person's already my audience, update them. So if I subscribe him, I add that tag. If things went right, then I should, and it takes a moment, guys. It's not immediate. But if things go right, there's two things that should happen. One, I should be able to go over to the audience. I should be able to go to the manage contacts. I should be able to go over to the tags. Now, there's 33,000 things that are happening, but eventually you can view the people that are in that tag. Watch this. I clicked view, one dude, right? Now, if things went right, we go over to campaigns. Now, it takes a lot of work, but we're going to go over to automation. This is the thing, the 2020 free resources. Let's click. Now, subscribers who've completed 0. That's because, basically, nobody's been through them for 4 weeks, right? So look at this. 1 subscriber's in the queue. And the reason for that is in Los Angeles, it only sends out until 1 p.m. It is 1:58 p.m. So we're doing a ton of gut checking here, guys. Josh Test at smartsocial.com is going to send tomorrow at 9 a.m. to 11. February 11th, that's mañana. That's tomorrow. So you see that? And then you can click on Josh and learn more about him. Like he's going to go here and, all this stuff. So mission successful, my friends. So once he jumps out of that queue, he jumps in the next one. And then the next one, you're going to start to see opens and clicks like I saw on the last one. You're going to start to see reports. It's awesome. And you see how these are our internal systems. Free app guide page, free course follow-up, podcast links for invite. This tells us internally what's going to happen. So we're going to start adding people, tagging them with that, importing them the proper way. You can watch some other videos about that. Hey guys, if you liked this, can you rate, subscribe, review, give me a thumbs up, help us out. Go to smartsocial.com, become a member, help us to help others. We really appreciate all of the stuff. But hey, Lindsay, what questions do you have? What might I have missed?
I don't think you've missed anything. I like that we have the 4, and I like that at the end it's a call to action to call. I think you hit everything that we needed to hit.
What we might also do, everybody, is you might, if you really want to help, and this is the Kill with Kindness way of marketing. We're creating so many free, amazing resources. You don't know much about us yet, but if you go to Smart Social, you go to the blog, Lindsay and Melissa are really powering this blog. Is the Yubo app safe for kids? Is it too late to establish smartphone and social media? I mean, we are sharing a ton of stuff. There's one on TikTok from a couple days ago. Oh, boy, we got a lot of stuff. But there's a TikTok one that blew up from like 2 weeks ago. Remember that? We got to go. We probably got to go back to it. But it was on. Here we go. Negative effects of TikTok, guys. I changed it to negative impact of TikTok. But and this one is getting a lot of shares. And I actually changed the URL, which changed the shares, which it was a bad idea. But anyways, you get the idea. Probably should have thought that through, but you get the idea. Lots of people are watching this stuff. We're creating great content. It looks really good. Lindsay, you're killing it. But what we're doing is we're sharing with people so much that eventually they want to learn more and they need these resources. So the drip campaign is really helpful. Create something amazing. Take your frequently asked questions, turn them into helpful stuff. This is what Lindsay and Melissa are doing at our firm. And then host some fun things, do all this great stuff, and eventually you slowly grow people who want to learn more from you, right? The Yubo app is a really bad app. Tinder for teens, people can podcast about this. It's already got 27 shares, all these different things. And it's because we're helping people, and then we can slowly get them to want to call to action. Lindsay, if I were to do this again, I'd probably add one more here. Hey, just wanted to check up with you 2 weeks ago. We sent you something, wanted to see if you're interested in setting up a call with us. Let us know if you haven't done that. It would probably be like 2 weeks from now. And in fact, let's do that. Those of you that are going to watch, give us a ratings, a thumbs up, subscribe. Let's go dive into this and let's edit this. How might you do that, Josh? Well, good question. Lindsay, you got another minute for me?
Sure.
All right. Free resources. Let's click here and go edit. Okay. And by the way, you saw that replicate button. You can actually replicate this and do a whole another system and all that other stuff. But replicating it let's go down here to the end one and let's replicate this one.
Yeah.
And let's send it 14 days after that. We called to action. We're killing them with kindness of blog posts. We do a Tuesday and a Thursday newsletter. And you know what? I got another idea for us. So let's invite. So reminder invite. How about that?
Yeah.
And then we delete this. Email subject. Want to set up a call about social media safety curriculum ideas.
Or maybe did you want to set up a call?
Did you set up a call with our team yet?
Social media safety or yet?
We'll just keep it short because that's let's chat via phone. Great, awesome design. All right. Wanted to check. I didn't want this to get lost in the mix. Were you able to set up a call? Were you able to set up a call a couple weeks ago when I emailed you about our social media safety curriculum? How's that?
Yeah.
You're what? How could I improve it?
I'm trying to think. Were you able to set up a call?
How about are you interested in chatting about our how we can help? To chat about our resources and get more ideas and brainstorm how would you like to brainstorm how our curriculum might add value to your community?
Yeah, I like that. And I didn't want my last email to get lost in the mix. So that.
How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, I would get rid of. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
How's that?
Perfect.